Love, Chunibyo, and Other Delusions Retold. Episode 12, Fixing Everything, Act 2. Yuuta went to Ishiki's house and asked him if he could assemble their friends to plan and help. "Sure, I don't really mind," replied Ishiki, "but where the heck are you going this late?" "I'm gonna go see Rikka. I'm counting on you," said Yuuta as he pedaled away. "Rikka?" asked Ishiki. "Right. How to plan. He had no idea how to come up with the perfect plan for him and his friends to help Yuuta. Thankfully, Ishiki didn't have to, because I used Info Bestow on him, and he got the perfect idea. Soon, Nibutani and Kumin came to Ishiki after he called them. "What's up, Ishiki? You are very brave to summon my wicked eye," they said. "Where's Dekamori?" asked Ishiki. "No idea," replied Nibutani. That was when she showed up. "Did you miss me?" asked Deko. "You're back!" exclaimed Ishiki. "You must be the one who wields the Mjolnir hammer, right?" asked Kumin. "That's right, Master 2.0, replied Deko. Nibutani didn't see her Chunibyo-less form, so it made sense that she was confused as to how Ishiki and Deko were interacting. "What's going on?" "It's a long story. Anyway, here's the plan." And Ishiki then told his friends all about it. When he wrapped up, they were confused. "Yuta's already ahead of us, and the train can't take us there." "How do we get to Rikka's headquarters?" asked Nibutani and Kumin. "Oh, I didn't think about that," said Ishiki. "Wait," said Deko. "What if one of my family members drove us?" "You're a genius, Dekamori," said Kumin. "For once, I'm thankful for you," said Nibutani. "Right," said Ishiki. "Let's go help Yuuta and Rikka! Yeah!" Ishiki, Nibutani, Dekamori, and Kumin were now ready to help them. Yuuta was pedaling on the road to Rikka's house. I didn't want to say okay to her, he thought. What I wanted to say. What I wanted to do for her. It wasn't this. I can do it. Suddenly, Kumin popped out and forced Yuuta to stop. He stopped just in time. "Hey, what gives?" asked Yuuta. "Dark Flame Master, the Eye of the Wicked Lord II brings you this message," said Kumin, and she told him all about it. In 2010, 1 year after her father's demise, Rikka met Yuuta from her point of view. One night, Rikka was visiting Toka's apartment before the former moved in with her. Rikka wasn't an Eye of a Wicked Lord back then. "Move?" she asked Toka. "Yeah, you can move in with Grandpa and Grandma," she replied. "But what about our house?" asked Rikka. Toka was silent, but Rikka smiled. "You're right, it can't be helped." And with that, Toka patted her on the head. Later, Rikka was walking alone when she saw a boy with brown hair, green eyes, and black clothing holding a model rifle. He was hiding behind some bushes. "The air is thick around here. It must be close." "Very close," he said. It was Yuuta, back when he was the Dark Flame Master. Rikka was in complete awe. After that night, she watched Yuuta every day. That was when Rikka thought, it was wonderful being able to think like that. It looked like so much more fun than smothering her own feelings, or doing what everyone expected of her. Shortly after that, Rikka donned a medical eye patch, a long white bandage on her left forearm, and a golden contact. Rikka was a girl saved by her own fantasies, a girl who saw Yuuta and was drawn into the same world he was in, and believed in its strength, a girl who upon seeing Yuta's power sought to emulate it. So basically, Yuta's Chunibyo phase spread to Rikka and shaped her the way we all know and love. The Eye of the Wicked Lord. Kumin had wrapped up her message. "Now that was deep," said Yuuta. "Rikka became the Eye of the Wicked Lord. Because of me." "Precisely," said Kumin. "Thanks," said Yuuta, and he pedaled away. Kumin then raced back to Dekamori's car. "Phase 1 complete," she said. "Great job! Now, on to Phase 2, said Ishiki. "Roger that." And our helpers drove to Rikka's house. Yuuta was still pedaling when Hoshi asked him, "You're not going to say sorry for punching her, are you, Yuuta?" "Yeah? Why?" "Because Rikka doesn't remember that. She only remembers you taking her eye patch and golden contact." "Thanks, Hoshi." And Yuuta kept on pedaling. At Rikka's house, she was in her room wearing a white nightgown. Rikka had to water her plants, so she pulled out her water spray that used to be called her Heinrich Wasser. When she was about to water the plants, she lamented about her past and lost it. Just then, a green ray of light illuminated Rikka's window. "Look outside," it said to her, and she did. On the roof, there was Yuuta. He finally made it to Rikka's house. "Yuuta!" she exclaimed, tearfully happy. I'm not Yuuta," he replied, out of breath from pedaling. I was out of breath too, from reading the story and voicing all these wonderful characters. Yuuta and I took a drink of water, and then we caught our breaths. "Rikka Takanashi, Eye of the Wicked Lord. There's something I wish to show you," said Yuuta. "Make a pact." "A sacred pact with me!" Rikka gasped. "Who's there?" called someone from below. It was Grandfather Takanashi. "Are you a thief, boy? What are you doing, damn it? Someone get the gun!" Grandfather didn't remember Yuuta from summer vacation. Yuuta was worried. "Rikka, come on!" he shouted. "But will you return to mundane reality? Or would you rather change reality together with me instead?" Rikka was filled with hope and determination. She jumped out of her window. "Yuuta! Rikka!" And she landed in Yuta's arms. The two lovers were reunited at last. "Dark Flame Master, I've missed you," said Rikka. "I missed you too," replied Yuuta. All was well, until the police showed up. They were focused on Yuuta and Rikka, but Nibutani and Ishiki got their attention. Ishiki pretended to stalk and make Nibutani uncomfortable and forced the police officer to chase him. "Hello there," said Dekamori to Yuuta and Rikka. "How did you all get here?" asked Yuuta. "Someone from Deko's family drove us," replied Nibutani. Yuuta felt silly. "Why didn't I think of that?" he asked. "Yuuta, give Rikka these," said Kumin. She just took off her eye patch and golden contact. Kumin was already her nap-loving self again. She gave the eye patch, golden contact, and magenta skates to Yuuta and Rikka. Soon, the two lovers were on the Run-Rad-Zweihellblau and began to pedal to the beach. Grandfather Takanashi didn't have his gun and tried to stop Yuuta and Rikka, but Nibutani, Kumin, and Dekamori all held him back as the two lovers rode away. It was very late indeed. Yuuta and Rikka were riding alongside the beach when they saw lights on the horizon. Rikka wasn't wearing her eye patch, contact, and skates yet. "The lights," she said. "Pretty, aren't they?" said Yuuta. But Rikka let her soulless self get the best of her. "They're just lights from the ships. Normal artificial lights." She was correct, but Yuuta wanted to appease her and bring her Chunibyo side back. They stopped riding and got on the beach. "Rikka, this is the power of darkness," said Yuuta. Reality rejected. Synapses shattered. Banishment from this world! But nothing happened. Rikka smiled awkwardly. "That's what I used to do," she said. Yuuta was about to try again when, "Yuuta, look!" Hoshi was floating down to them. The star then formed a human figure wearing an olive green robe with a gray beard. It was me, the Mythstory teller. Yuuta and Rikka were in awe. "Yuuta, you can't do it alone," I said. "You need Rikka's help." "Me?" she asked. "Yes. Your whole life has been leading up to this moment," said Yuuta. If you put your powers together, Dark Flame Master and Eye of the Wicked Lord. Something will happen, I winked. Okay, said Rikka. She and Yuuta lined up beside each other facing the water. I secretly used my magic to give Yuuta and Rikka their respective powers. They began to pose and say their lines. By the power of the Dark Flame Master and the Eye of the Wicked Lord. Reality rejected. Synapses shattered. Be banished from this world! The two lovers caused a huge fantasy explosion. The lights at the horizon got more powerful and illuminescent. Yuuta, said Rikka. Those are the invisible boundary lines, said Yuuta. While it's true Rikka made them up, I believe they really do exist. The light is watching you, Rikka, said Yuuta. You should tell it your thoughts. The thoughts you wanted to express for so long. Rikka began to cry as she expressed her thoughts. Goodbye, Papa. Goodbye! Rikka remembered all the time she spent with her father. Suddenly, his figure appeared. I love you, Rikka, he said. I love you too, sobbed Rikka. And Yuuta? Take good care of my daughter for me. And with that, everything went white. Everyone says that Chunibyo is embarrassing. They wish to never think of it again. They want to erase it. But does the you that once existed truly disappear? The you that imagined that they were being watched, created, and adhered to a persona so completely? People sometimes make wild statements, dream up a world that suddenly changes, envision a far-flung future, create a great love that doesn't exist. This goes on within us, repeating from birth to death. Endlessly it continues, this sad, embarrassing, beloved thing, this sickness called unwarranted self-importance, this process called yourself that is never ending. Yes, humans are delusional for life. Chunibyo is embarrassing after all, and that's okay. One night shortly after the climax, Rikka moved back into her apartment above Yuuta. He had just apologized to her about making her endure the mundane reality, and Rikka forgave him. Yuuta was looking at Hoshi in the beautiful starry night sky. Thank you, Hoshi, he said. You're welcome, Dark Flame Master, I replied. Just then, a rope dropped down, followed by a girl who was climbing down. She was wearing her eye patch again. Yuuta knew who it was. Did you see? Asked Rikka. No, replied Yuuta. Do you want to see? My eye? Smiled Rikka. Go ahead, Rikka. Very well, Dark Flame Master. Even though Yuuta found being called that still embarrassing, he and Rikka were glad that everything was normal again. Next time, a new beginning.